Hello, Mark. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Just wanted to initially ask you about team news. Obviously, Tom Carney came off injured against Man City, so how's he? A new signing, Alex Iwobi, can we expect to see him?
About the updates and news about Tom and some of the others, I can tell you that Sasa Lukic is going to be still out. From the options, Tom is leaned out. We are going to decide this afternoon if he's going to be involved or not in the squad list, like some of the others. You know, so you have some players they arrived yesterday from the national teams. You have to keep assessing them to take decisions for tomorrow's game. But about Tom Carney, that is the reality. He haven't done all the week with his teammates, some individual work. Yesterday and today he did some work. Let's go. I'm going to take the decision with our medical staff and with the player as well to see if he can be involved or not in the squad list.
And that's in regards to Tom or Alex Iwobi?
Alex Iwobi is going to be involved in the squad list.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
As you know, of course, coming from the injury that he when he signed with us, but he did part of this week. He's going to be involved in the squad list. Yes.
And what do you expect from a player like that in coming into the squad, and the calibre of talent that he's had over the last couple of years with the likes of Arsenal and Everton? What do you think he'll bring to Fulham?
It's what we expect from all the players that we signed. To be honest, I don't like to talk just about one player, but as you know, he's a player that I know really well. We signed him when I was in Everton, and of course we did now in Fulham too. And first, is really a player that can play in many different positions behind the striker. He can be a simple midfielder in one of two number 8 positions that we use in that triangle. He can be one of the wide players as well. He can play in different positions, and more than that, he's a player that can do this but with quality. Of course, he's a player that fits really well in the way you play, the way you want to play, in the system that we want to play as well, with the dynamic, with the physicality as well, because apart from the technical player, he's a player with capacity and the resilience, the resistance to play at this level. And we are really happy to have him with us. But as I mentioned before, like all the players, when we sign players, we always expect good things from them, and Alex Iwobi is another one. Yeah.
I wanted to ask about João Pellegrini and Harrison Reed have signed new contracts with Fulham. You must be pleased with that, especially considering with João there's a lot of speculation around his future up until the final, the 11th hour on deadline day.
Great news for us as a football club. When you decided to announce both at the same time, have something behind that. We knew 100% sure that it's going to have an impact in our fans. And to be honest, I'm here. Our players, they are here to make the people proud and to make our fans proud of ourselves. A lot of noise during the last 2 months around our football club, everything what's happened, and we felt that was a good moment to take important decisions and to give the fans good feelings as well. It's for that we work every single day, to be honest, thinking on them, of course, results about the club, all that stuff, but thinking on them and to make the people that love this football club pleased and happy from ourselves. And as I said before, great news for us, for our fans, for both, and we are really happy for that. Harrison Reed is a player that already has, I think, 150 appearances almost with our shirt. That I think speaks about himself, how he's being important for this club on the pitch and off the pitch as well. He's an important guy in our dressing room. And João, because it's not easy when you arrive in the first season in Premier League, and you have the quality to have the impact that he had last season in our football club, in the competition as well, in the opposition side as well, and this is a great news for our football club and for our fans.
Lovely. And just lastly, I wanted to ask, referee Cheese Howard Webb came out and said that the second goal shouldn't have stood against that Manchester City fixture. It seems to be a reoccurring theme with VAR decisions coming back, or at least reflecting on those decisions at a later point. As a manager, obviously, that must be frustrating to some degree, having, the game's been and finished. The decision didn't work in your favour. VAR doesn't seem to do what it's supposed to do when it comes to the games.
Of course, it's a big disappointment for us. I cannot hide the situation. Mistakes from myself, from players, from managers, from referees, linesmen can happen, pressure of the game, but when the things are so clear and you are with all the conditions to see and to understand football and to see the rules, to know the rules and to see the things on the screen, it's almost impossible for us to understand how the things happen. And of course, this is the big frustration for us because, unfortunately for us, we know that season is really long and will happen with the other clubs. And I hope that will not happen always with us, of course. But the first 4 games of the season, they have been really tough for us in terms of decisions from the VAR. The things are so clear, the penalties against us and the last goal, that is difficult for us to understand about the linesmen, about the referees. As I said before, everyone makes mistakes in this sport. It's so competitive, it's quick, it's intense, all that stuff. But when the things are so clear on the screen, the mistake has to be avoided, 100% sure. And when this don't happen and was so obvious and clear, of course, it's a big disappointment for us.
How do you manage that, I guess, within the squad, that feeling of like disappointment or frustration? Because like you said, those mistakes seem to be so obvious and somewhat reoccurring a lot of time. It must be, I guess, some type of element of disappointment having to deal with that within the squad or afterward.
What they listen from me, and 100% true, is that we cannot control that. What we can do is what we did in that corner. We have a way to defend that corner. We try to put that player in offside position when that type of things happen, and we did. We did well our job. Decisions from the other people that they are involved, we respect, even if it's almost impossible to accept like that one, at the level that we are, because, okay, we understand, they apologize, we understand everything. We lost the game clear in the second half in terms of numbers, unfortunately for us. But the points will not come for us no more. That is the stuff. But we cannot control. And the other players, they listen from me. I did that, and I said them at the half time straight away before we went for the second half that we cannot control. We cannot lose focus in that situation. We are completely disappointed. It's better even to don't see the images that it's going to be even worse. And I repeated again this morning before the session about this situation. Okay, decisions that are coming against us, but we cannot control. We have to try to control and to play as better as you can to in football matches, and of course respect everyone that is involved in the football matches too.
Lovely, thank you. Best of luck.
Marco, good to see you. This Saturday, your 100th match in charge of Fulham. How time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, all time flies. Carmelo mentioned that for me. I didn't know that. Mentioned for me before the press conference start. Okay, it's a nice number. It's a good number, and the time flies. Really, is unbelievable. Sometimes it's being not long time, but it's a good time. But look, that was yesterday because football is so intense. Our job is everything so intense. Is the way I like to live my job as well. That sometimes you don't feel the time going, and the reality that is already. One of the official matches is going to be tomorrow, and it's a nice number. It's a nice number, but again, what is in my mind is try to stamp that number with the 3 points in a game that is going to be really tough for us. 4
Premier League games in the 4 points you've picked up. The international break with the transfer window closed as well. Did it feel an opportunity for yourself, for your staff, for the players that were still at the football club during the international window, a chance to reset, to go again?
What I'm going to tell you that we have to play football matches. We have to try to get points. We try to win matches. Doesn't matter when. And we, under really difficult circumstances, the last month, the 4 Premier League games as you mentioned, and the Carabao Cup game against Tottenham, a tough side. We wanted to have more points. It's true, but one of the things that we were, and I repeat again, under difficult circumstances, some that from ourselves, the injured players, all that stuff. I didn't have one day until now from the beginning of the season with all the squad ready to work. And of course, other circumstances that we cannot control, we have spoken before. It's being difficult for us, but we have been always really competitive in all the games. Things that we cannot control make things more difficult for us, like the penalty against Brentford, some mistakes we made against Brentford, the offside goal against City and the penalty against City, that for me they were clear mistakes, that type of things we cannot control, we cannot go. It's not an excuse for us. I prefer to look for what we can improve, and we are going to improve, 100% sure. We need time, like all the managers need time to gel everything, to create connections and between the players, the players that are here from the last season and the new players that they arrive. Will take some time, but at the same time we have to be really competitive and to do our best to win football matches. But it's not that the things are going to start now, because I cannot say that, because we worked so hard to get points the last few games. But from now the things are going in at least stop some noise around, some things around the club that is good feelings for the fans. And now we have to do our job inside the pitch. That is always the most difficult thing in Premier League, that is to win football matches. Yeah.
Luton Town this weekend, maybe a word on Rob Edwards, who delivered a remarkable promotion for them in so many ways last season.
Yes, they did fantastic. I remember the first time I was with him was in a friendly match here against Watford last season, when he was in Watford in that beginning of the season. We had a good shot here at the training ground. They came here to have a game with us. I think was in the first international break of last season, and it's going to be nice to see you in a different club, because after he changed and he showed the capacity and was able to help the team to get a great promotion for that football club. And what I know and what I saw from the first 3 games that they played, plus the Carabao Cup game, even if they didn't achieve the results they wanted for sure, they are a tough team to play against. They have some characteristics that is not what you always face in Premier League. They have different characteristics that is tough to play against, and we have to be always with a full focus. We have to play with quality. We have to be to play at our best level, to show the quality, to organize them, and that 5 at the back every time, plus 4 players, plus 3 midfielders and the 2 strikers, that they are always a threat in some offensive transitions and in some moments inside the box as well. That's come our quality, but it's a game that is going to demand from ourselves really focus in all the challenge. We game with a lot of challenge, first and second balls, the way they play, we are going to demand from ourselves, and it's a game that from our back line, from our midfielders, will demand from ourselves a really focus.
Finally, from me, maybe talk more about the challenge of getting promoted, filling the gap between the Premier League and the Championship, acclimatising as soon as possible to the top flight. So many pundits, I guess, are quick to write off those sides that get promoted, and that's the kind of scrutiny that Luton are having to deal with at this moment in time that I guess you had to deal with when you got Fulham promoted.
What I can tell them, and I know what we are talking about, probably is they are the same people that last season they said before the season start that Fulham doesn't have chance. Fulham was the favourites to go down. Fulham will be the last team on the table for sure. Probably, I don't know the people. Normally, I don't look really for this situation. I respect, because they are paid to make comments and to say what is their feelings, what they think about, and of course we have to respect. Like they respect what I'm saying right now, and is the way I see football. But probably they are the same people that last season they did the same with Fulham, and that's it. It's their job. They have to comment, and we have to respect their comments as well.
Thank you,
Hi. With that in mind, do you have some sympathy for Luton because they've struggled so far?
They don't need my sympathy, to be honest. They need to believe on themselves. I know that they have a manager with quality. They have shown the quality to be at this level. They achieved something unbelievable last season. No one expected that. They don't need the people to feel something from them. They know the quality they have. They know how they fight really hard to be at this level, and 100% sure they are going to keep fighting for that. And I don't have doubts. And if someone believes that in this competition you are going to have easy games or something like that, is the first mistake. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want no one in this football club to think that something is going to not be hard, because it's going to be. And answer that to you, they don't need that from me. They need just what I have against every team that I play against: respect, and the same respect that we had in our preparation against City, against Tottenham, against Arsenal 15 days ago. 100% sure is the same respect that we show during this week, to play against Luton. Unfortunately for us, for Luton too, probably less players. We didn't have all the squad to prepare the game during the last 15 days. It's the only thing different, because all the other things, the way you prepare, the way you respect, the way you are analysing them is the same that we did against City.
How fond are your memories of the last time you played Luton at Craven Cottage? A big win for many reasons.
For me was, and what I want to mention, I expected this come on the table to the 3 points, and of course we got the title in that game. Is the main thing for me, and is really what is in my memory as well. Another thing was the goals, the number of goals that Mitro in that night he achieved as well. The 3 things: these goals, the 3 points, and the title. Nothing more.
It's great news that João Paulinho signed a new contract, but there are reports already that his agent has said the move to Bayern Munich has just been postponed. It will happen in the future. Do you feel that it is inevitable that he will move on at some stage in the near future?
I don't want to talk about the market again, because it's going to be not a clever thing for myself. If I mentioned to you before that probably the last, I don't want to be unfair, but last 10-15 years was they were the 2 months with more noise around this football club in the market, and the last 2 months I'm going to be stupid if I keep talking about the situation with you, even if I respect all your questions. I can ask you if you know who is the agent of Palhinha. You probably don't know. I can ask you if all the things that the people talk about is true, but I don't want really to go in this direction and to start to talk about this. Palhinha is our football player. He was and is. And yesterday he put on the paper something that he wanted. The people and his family, that is more important than everybody around him, for me, wanted as well. And this is the most important thing. I don't want to keep talking about the situation. I knew that first thing that when he signed a contract, some people start to talk straight away about break clause and all this stuff. It's just for us to laugh a little bit, and I like to laugh sometimes with this situation. I want everybody that is important in this football club, they are the players, staffs and fans as well, to be in the same page, to look really for the competition that we have ahead of us, that is really tough, and just as all together you can really fight hard like we did last season.
So finally from me, now the transfer window has closed and there isn't that noise anymore, are you happy with the squad that you've got, or do you feel that maybe the club left it late in the end to bring in the players that you might have wanted?
These are two different things. You are asking me if I'm happy with the squad, and after if the players they come late. They are two different things. And the players they come late, you know, I don't need to mention something different to you or to hide something. That's it. Is the reality, and you have the name of the players we signed in the last few days. I will not talk no more about that situation, but it's a fact. If I'm happy with the squad, yes, 100% sure. No doubts about it. They are our players. They are the players that they are in our squad. We are going to be competitive, 100% sure. We are going to make our fans proud of us, 100% sure. And yes, I'm happy with the squad.